During his reign as head of creative in WWE, we've seen Triple H bring back many wrestlers to the company that were previously let go. While that has seemingly slowed down with the return of Vince McMahon as chairman, there are still some that probably would not have been brought back regardless. Despite being a part of, and even at a time leading Degeneration X, there are some stars Triple H may not want to call for a return. These are degenerate wrestlers Triple H won't bring back to WWE. After making his pro wrestling debut in 2000, Alberto Del Rio would go on to become a star in Mexico. In 2008, Del Rio would have a dark match with WWE before signing a 3-year deal the following year. He would eventually make his way to the main roster as a Mexican aristocrat, making his entrances in expensive cars and having a personal ring announcer. Del Rio had a can't-miss personality. He would go on to become a multiple-time champion, including winning the WWE and World Heavyweight titles. He would be released from the company and eventually returned to WWE to have a less than stellar run. After being released one more time due to reportedly being unhappy with his position in the company and following a wellness policy suspension, Del Rio would compete on the independent scene as well as in Impact Wrestling. While he would later be charged with kidnapping and sexual assault, the charges would be dropped in December of 2021. When it comes to a return to WWE for Del Rio, Ringside News reported in October of 2022, WWE could bring back even more ex-superstars, but we can nix one more name off the list. We were told that it's hard to picture Alberto Del Rio ever receiving welcome back to the company. A couple months later, Del Rio spoke to Wrestling News about making a WWE comeback, as he said, "Well, to be honest, I haven't talked to the new administration. I did when John Laurinaitis was around, and we had a couple of phone calls that didn't go anywhere. Then you know what is happening? We have a new administration doing fantastic things. As far as I know, or what I have read, the numbers when it comes to the ratings and the money are fantastic. Also, the way the talent feels backstage and in the ring and everything, it looks like this change has been for the best for the biggest company in the world. I was always one of Johnny's boys. He was the one that found me. He was the one bringing me to have my tryouts. I think it was in Oklahoma City, I don't remember very well, but he was the one bringing me to Stanford, showing me that amazing headquarters and putting me in a limbo for the first time in my life and everything. He was the one creating Alberto Del Rio. I remember those days with him, taking me to a restaurant to meet Kevin Dunn and then bringing me to Vince's office and introducing me to Vince McMahon, and well, the rest is history. Despite looking to be in great shape in a video posted in March of 2023, he will more than likely not be invited back to the promotion. Despite being a WWE Hall of Famer and the father of NXT star Braun Breaker, Rick Steiner has found himself in a sticky public situation. At a recent event, WrestleCon, Steiner would be accused of using transphobic language towards an independent pro wrestler, as Giselle Shaw took to Twitter to relay her experience with the legend, writing, "I have been bullied all of my life and have never stood up for myself because I'm scared that I would get beat up physically, mentally, or emotionally. The bullies in my life have always silenced me, but that ends today. I was at an autograph signing event today at WrestleCon, and while I was walking to my table, I hear someone yelling, 'You're a man, you're a dude, you're a piece of trash, you are filth, get the F away from here.' I kept my head down and kept working as I did not want to acknowledge that hate. When I arrived at my table, I spoke to another Impact Wrestling talent who was at the signing with me and mentioned the incident. It didn't sit well with me, and I wanted to know who was saying that because it's unacceptable. So I decided to take a walk in that area and hear that same person saying the same derogatory comments. I looked at the person, and it was Rick Steiner saying those statements. I was shocked and could not believe that this was even happening. To have someone saying those comments who a lot of people look up to and consider their hero was quite shocking and disheartening. I was in disbelief, so I asked him, 'Excuse me?' He kept repeating those hateful phrases and started yelling at me in a public setting. It was inexcusable and unacceptable. Another disappointing part about this whole incident was that there were other wrestling legends who just sat there, turned their heads away, did not want to get involved or stand up for what's right because it involved one of the boys. Judging from that experience, it was more important for them to watch something wrong go down as opposed to standing up for someone who's being bullied and doing what's right. I am not writing this because I want sympathy. I am writing this because I am done being bullied to silence. Today is International Transgender Day of Visibility, and I am standing up for myself and for other people who go through the exact same situation on a daily basis. I want everyone to know what kind of a deplorable person Rick Steiner is, and that this cannot be tolerated. This keeps happening because people let it slide and do not take any action. If you do business with these type of people, then I will not do business with you. I want to thank all my Impact peers who were present during the incident and try to defuse the situation. Unfortunately, a member of that same peer group was also verbally accosted by Rick Steiner, being called a fat earlier in the day. I am very fortunate to be working alongside such incredible people in a company that has no room for hate, bullying, or judgment. We're not just co-workers, but a family. WrestleCon would respond, writing on Twitter, WrestleCon regrets the events that took place at yesterday's convention and apologized to Giselle Shaw. We aim to promote a safe and inclusive environment for all LGBTQAI+ members of the wrestling community. The issue has been addressed, and we hope the remainder of the convention can be a positive experience for all. Given these recent accusations, it's safe to say that Rick Steiner will not be brought back to WWE in any capacity. While he showed promise on NXT with his Forgotten Sons faction, Jackson Ryker would cause himself and his group to be taken off TV and ultimately be released from WWE for his political opinions on social media. Ryker would post this in a now deleted tweet on June 2nd of 2020, thankful for the President of the United States we have. God bless America. Built of freedom, forgotten no more. This was shortly following the death of George Floyd and in support of President Donald Trump, as issue was taken with this message. Following this tweet from Ryker, many WWE stars would respond, as Kevin Owens wrote, "The freedom you speak of entitles you to speak your mind all you want. I'm not here to argue that. I just really need to tell you that I think you putting your wrestling catchphrase as all of this is happening is absolutely pathetic. Good night." Ricochet said, "I get you're a bad guy on TV, and I'm hoping that's all this is. Even then, that ain't it. But if this is actually your true thoughts, I'll be really sad, man." Member of the Forgotten Sons, Steve Cutler said, "Although I'm a part of a tag team while I wrestle, I am my own person with my own thoughts and beliefs. It pains me to see what's going on in the world. I fought for the freedom of our country and all of the people who live here. It shouldn't matter your race or however you identify. We are all human beings and all deserve to be equal. Hashtag justice for George Floyd." And Mustafa Ali wrote, "I'm thankful you posted this because I'm now aware of what you stand for. When black brothers and sisters are crying, you praise someone that refuses to acknowledge their hurt." Talking about his experience with getting heat in WWE over Ryker's tweet, Cutler told Fightful, "Listen, everybody has their opinion. Everybody's allowed to have their opinion. That's the point of social media. Obviously, there's a two-sided coin to everything on how you feel and how you view things. Feel how you want to feel. Say what you want to say. That's your business, not mine. I'm out walking the dogs with D and I get a bunch of texts. My phone starts blowing up. Hey, what the hell? I'm just looking. It's just screenshots of the tweet. I'm just like, oh, come on." I'm like, I'm doing nothing. I'm literally at home walking my dogs. Then it just instilled from there on how everything unfolded and that happened. With Ryker continuing to make statements similar to that which was previously mentioned, it can be assumed that he will not be welcomed back into WWE. Getting his start in WWE at Florida Championship Wrestling, Adam Rose would eventually make his way to NXT, but did all this under the name Leo Kruger. He would eventually return to NXT as Adam Rose before making the move to the main roster. On Raw, he would be known for having a conga line of people, the Exotic Express, accompany him to the ring, which they were also known as the Rosebuds. He would later take part in a faction alongside Heath Slater, Curtis Axel, and Bo Dallas as the Social Outcasts. Adam Rose would be suspended from WWE on April 16th of 2016 for 60 days for his second violation of the company's wellness policy. Rose would address the suspension, claiming he had a prescription for the ADHD medication he tested positive for. He would write on Twitter, "Here is the doctor's note once again. I did nothing but take prescribed medication. WWE knew about it for a year. I am absolutely okay with whatever the WWE decides. All I care about is looking after my family. As I said before, wrestling or not." Following his arrest for domestic violence violence and tampering with a witness in Hillsborough County, Florida, Adam Rose would be suspended indefinitely by WWE and later requested and would be granted his release from the company on May 23rd of 2016. Talking about sabotaging his career in WWE, Adam Rose would tell the Orlando Sentinel in June of 2019, "I was an idiot at the end, a moron, a bumbling buffoon. I made mistake after mistake, a lot of them out of self-sabotage because I was so unhappy. I developed a drug addiction and just acted out in every way. The fact that WWE let me leave on what I consider good terms and helped me get clean is a miracle. When they told me I was going to the main roster, I was petrified. NXT saw Adam Rose at his best. They saw the character grow up, all the way back from when I was Leo Kruger. Everyone who goes to Full Sail knows how special it is there. For some of us, it's the best place for us, because once the WWE machine eats you up and spits you out, you know it. Nothing prepares you for the day-to-day life on the road, but how many people get the opportunity to have that opportunity?" And these were degenerate wrestlers that Triple H will not be bringing back to WWE. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all later.